Hey everyone, Impil here, back for another Clash Royale video, and in today's episode I want to showcase my favorite Battle Ram attack strategy and deck. Now the Battle Ram card is officially out today. If you didn't unlock the Battle Ram from any of the challenges before, that meaning you didn't get 5 more wins, it means that today is a day that you finally get to unlock this card. And to introduce the card, the Supercell allowed people to buy 100 Battle Rams for 150 gems. I just went ahead and purchased my package. Now I can get my Battle Ram to level 6, which is very competitive for tournaments just because the tournament max is 7. So being 1 level away from max isn't really too bad. You're only missing out on maybe a couple of attack points and HP points. It doesn't really matter. Now the first deck I just showed you, which is now changed, was my favorite free-to-play deck with the Battle Ram. But today's episode I want to focus on my personal favorite and my belief to be the best Battle Ram deck I've ever made. So the deck is a Lava Hound deck with an average cost of 4.0 elixir. Isn't too expensive, it's kind of on the high side though. Most competitive decks are around 3.5 to 3.8 average elixir. So it is a bit on the expensive side, but as long as you can play slow and a bit more passive, then you should be fine to play with this deck. Now the Lava Hound is a good tank. Whenever you're facing decks that aren't that don't have too many anti-air cards, it's a good way to get past those decks. And I rediscovered the Musketeer card. I don't normally use the Musketeer, but because of our last video, I had to kind of use cards that were low tier only. So I rediscovered how good she was, and she's a great support card. And for our ground support cards, we have the Mini P.E.K.K.A, Executioner, and also the Battle Ram. And all 3 of these cards do play a different role. Mini P.E.K.K.A is for taking out those very heavy tanks. Executioner is for taking out swarm cards. It does a great job at it. And lastly, the Battle Ram for getting troops to the enemy tower just to take it out if it's on low HP or you just want to get a good push. Now to start this game off, let's place down our Lava Hound at the very back of the base. This way you have the most amount of time to get enough elixir to support the card. So incoming Goblin Barrel, gonna do nothing about that because I don't want to waste too much elixir on the left lane or else I have nothing to support my Lava Hound. And if that does happen, and if our Lava Hound is by itself in a lane, then it's gonna get taken out pretty easily by an anti-air card. Now I make a big mistake. First of all, I forfeit my tower on the left, and I don't have an Executioner on the field with my whole push. So Skeleton Army takes out those very expensive Mini P.E.K.K.A and Musketeer cards, and our Lava Hound, to make it even worse, gets taken out by that Inferno Tower. So that wasn't the best beginning. In retrospect, if we put down an Executioner card during that whole Lava Hound push, we would have probably taken down a Soul Tower because the Skeleton Army was what kind of sacrificed or took out all of our cards. So now in incoming, Ice Golem and Executioner. The Executioner by itself on your tower, it does okay damage, but you can actually just leave your tower to take it out if you want to go for a big push. That's a nice tip that I like to do. I like to sacrifice tower HP to go for big pushes that will change the game. It's kind of like part of my strategy when I play the game. Now Log does shut down our Battle Ram from making it to his tower, and another Skeleton Army. And as soon as our Executioner did die, it was a good play by the opponent to put down the Skeleton Army right on top of our Barbarians. Now unfortunately so far we are losing the game by a tad. He has taken out more HP than I have on his 2 towers. Now we clean up his Goblin Barrel with a Musketeer card, and maybe we can turn this defensive play into a counter push. Let's put a tank in front of our Musketeer card. If she can make it to that top right tower, then we're looking at a tower takedown, I hopefully assume. So there goes Ice Golem, gets taken out. Let's fireball down his... I was gonna say let's fireball his Executioner, but then it wasn't really worth it because it would still survive. And if he does put a tank in front of his wounded Executioner, then my whole fireball play does kind of get neglected. So Mini P.E.K.K.A is doing some good work against those skeletons. I kind of wanted to focus though on his minor card, but that doesn't happen. But now we can turn all of our cards defending into a big play. I don't quite recall what he does have for spells, but if he does have a rocket or a fireball, then that's going to be devastating for our whole push because they're pretty much grouped up into 1 or 4 tiles. There's the rocket, takes out everything, and we're going to need to use a fireball to take out the 2 remaining HPs on the tower. Now with 18 seconds left, he's going to be very desperate to take out my tower on the right because I know he can secure my tower on the left with the rocket card. So if he does take out my bottom right tower, then we're going to be in a very bad position. But we got to play aggressive. I can't just let him keep on hammering my bases or else I'm just going to end up having a stalemate or a loss. Alright, so a Battle Ram card and also an Executioner coming into his top left tower. Our Mini P.E.K.K.A and Musketeer does get shut down as expected like before at the beginning of the game. Let's see if these cards can make connections with the base. Oh, it's still on a good amount of HP, 672. We're going to need one more good push to get down his tower because this is definitely getting to a really close game. Now Goblin Barrel and Miner, they're going to do lots of damage, but his tower is now in 38 seconds. I don't quite have any more cards that can reach his tower quite easily, So let's try to just rotate to our rocket or our fireball as quickly as we can. And what is he doing? If this man just spent his time, instead of defending but saving up for his rocket, then he could have beat us actually, because my mini P.E.K.K.A was like all that he had to stop before he put down his rocket card. Anyways though, a great first game. Didn't really showcase the power of this deck because that was a very choppy and a tight game. Anyways though, here comes our second game facing S4 Turo _22. Now, who will put down the very first card? I am known for being impatient, so it might be us or it might be the opponent depending on how patient he is. Alright, so a giant skeleton gets put down. Let's put down a lava hound, because that card can just kind of hover over the giant skeleton and get to his tower. Now, a great combo with the lava hound is also the Battle Ram. If you're ever trying to do a base race and you want to get past cards that might be blocking your cards, then if you put down the lava hound, which acts as a great tank, and also the Battle Ram, because they both just go past the cards and go right to the tower, you can still effectively take out a tower when it's being defended. And I absolutely love the Battle Ram card. I remember back in the day when I was talking about the flaws of the normal Barbarian card, I was always saying that how it's a very slow card, and although it does have a great amount of overall HP and great DPS, it just never makes it to the enemy tower because it gets whittled down by splash cards. And the Battle Ram just totally neglects that downside of Barbarians, and by sacrificing 1 or 3 Barbarians, and for a cheaper cost of 1, you are getting a very aggressive Barbarian card. And seen right there, they just make connection with the tower, they're doing so much damage, and just a good mechanic with the Barbarians, the Battle Ram card. I love the way it works. Executioner wasn't really needed here because the mini P.E.K.K.A was never going to make connection with the tower. I know we would have taken 3 fire spirits to our tower. That's only like 400 damage though, so was a 5 Luxor on our side worth it? Probably not. Now 20 seconds until overtime. Should we go for the crown tower or should we go and just defend? Because remember, this is a classic challenge. There's no need to get crowns. You don't get any more rewards than you do so if you just get a regular 1 crown win. So I think I'm just going to stick to playing a bit more defensive. Now, I was kind of forced to put on my Lava Hound. I had no other choice because I was maxing out 10 Luxor and he had nothing on the field. So let's just push for a second tower. If we can get 2 towers down and save 2 at the same time, then we're going to be in a great position. Here comes 2 Battle Ram cards. Our first ever Mirror Battle Ram play. Let's also put down a Fireball because I'm sure he's going to put down some type of card to counter all those Barbarians in that close proximity. And whoa! Tower gets taken out by the Lava Hound, not the Barbarians because they get picked off quite easily by the Fire Spirits. And Executioner, I gotta love its multiple hits. There goes the Witch, and here comes now the Hog Rider to get easily taken out by our mini P.E.K.K.A card. And 30 seconds left. I don't think we can get the 3-count win, or maybe we can because we have so much time for the mini P.E.K.K.A to just make connecting hits with the tower. And it approaches a crown tower, he tries to zap it, that does nothing. And this might be a very inexperienced player because that zap was very, very peculiar. Now, as shown in this game, we were playing very slowly, making sure to only counter when it would be a positive trade. And we only pushed when we had enough cards on the field. Like, never push with just 2 cards. You need probably 3 to 4 cards when you go for a successful push. But the problem with doing those big pushes is that the Tornado card and the Executioner combo is a great combination to take out big pushes like that. So make sure that you do rock maybe a Rocket or a Freeze in some of these decks to make sure that you counter that very popular Executioner combo. Here's our last game facing Red Dawn. And to start this game off, let's go for another Lava Hound push. We can't go wrong with a rushing Lava Hound push. Just because, and mostly in most pushes, if you do back it up properly, it does make it to the enemy tower. Now, Executioner is a great support card. One-shots the archers because of its amazing boomerang effect. Bop, there goes 3 Luxor. Let's also back up these cards with also a Battle Ram. And what is he doing? That zap was so random. And that's going to be an easy first crown. And Fireball, that is why you bring it in this deck. I never really covered before why the Fireball is useful, but that's why. When people group up all their cards together, the Fireball does a great job at just taking out those cards quite easily. And the Fireball from the opponent does save his whole tower. If it wasn't for that Fireball, we would have most likely picked up a 3-count win by now. And what a shocker, I was definitely not expecting that Rage card. I know it does buff your tower's rate of fire and damage, but when you're just raging 2 towers, the benefits don't, replace the Luxor cost of 2. It just doesn't make any sense. Don't ever do that. It's very inefficient. Now let's go for another 3-count push, and I'm really happy that he put on the Sparky card. It means that he basically has no Luxor, and he's going to give up his crown tower for one of our towers. So we're going to lose a tower, but this is a grand challenge, or a classic challenge. So as long as we get the win, that's all that matters. Now guys, I want you to visualize all the cards in the game that are meant to take out air cards. Those cards including maybe the Fireball, the Lightning Spell, the Baby Dragon. Basically all air cards and anti-air cards are quite squishy. And when you have a Lava Hound and it's being backed up by an Executioner card, all those anti-air cards get picked off so easily that your Lava Hound is just free to do lots of damage. And that's why I find that this deck is basically, in a nutshell, so effective at getting to towers. And not to mention the brand new Battle Ram being a very effective way to put barbs on a tower, which is kind of what they're meant to do because barbs have such good DPM, but their health just can't withstand splash, which is why you need that Battle Ram mechanic. So thank you all for watching this video. If you do have any better Battle Ram decks, then please comment that down below for everybody to just share and take a look at. If you dislike my decks, please comment below why and how they're bad, just to give me some more feedback so I can improve my decks in the future. Anyways, thank you everybody for watching the video. It does help the channel out a lot, and the support has been amazing. My God. So I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.
Yo, saga begins. Begin war.